The last time my family contacted me, they didn't say hello. They sent a document and asked for $127,000. My entire life savings. Non-refundable if their business collapsed. Hi, I'm Fiona Sterling, 34, a senior accountant. I keep records because numbers don't lie. For 8 years, I called into silence. I sent $23,000 in help and got nothing back. No thank you. No birthday text. That envelope proved it. I was never a daughter to them. I was a backup bank account. The second I saw my name on that paper, I stopped being useful. Before we go on, where are you watching from? A kitchen table, a parked car, or a break room? Echoes of Life is here with you. I was 26 when I earned my first real promotion. Junior accountant at Morrison and Blake in Denver. Not glamorous, but it was mine. 3 years of 70-hour weeks. Coffee, late buses, and fluorescent office lights. The first person I called was my father. The phone rang 4 times, then his voicemail answered. I left a message anyway. I said I got promoted. I said I wanted him to know. I called again the next day, then again 3 days later. No callback, no text, nothing. A week later, I scrolled Facebook at lunch. That's when I saw the photos. 47 people at Derek's graduation party, balloons, a 3-tier cake, my father's arm around Derek's shoulders, both of them smiling big. I stared at the screen too long. I wasn't invited. I didn't even know it happened. I told myself the invite was lost. I told myself they were busy. I made excuses because I needed them. I mailed Derek a card. I tucked a $500 check inside. I wrote, "Proud of you," in neat ink. Then I waited for something small. A thank you. A single sentence. A sign I mattered. The check cleared in 3 days. I know because I checked my account. Morning and night, like a habit I couldn't stop. Still, no message came. That was when I started documenting. Not to punish them, to protect my own sanity. I saved call logs, dates, times, missed attempts. I kept screenshots of my unanswered texts. I stapled bank confirmations to a notebook page. Every gift, every wire, every silence afterward. At the time, I felt embarrassed doing it, like I was being petty. But numbers don't have moods. They don't rewrite history. My family did. That's how I learned silence can be a balance sheet. Once the pattern settled in, it never really changed. It just became quieter, more transactional. Derek only called when he needed money. No hello, no catching up, just urgency in his voice. The first time, it was $8,000, a startup idea, an app. 6 months, he said. I'll pay you back. I wired it that afternoon, from my personal savings. The app collapsed 4 months later. The repayment never came. When I asked about it, I didn't get a call. I got a text. Things are tight. You understand. And I did. I always did. Barbara reached out 2 years later. Her first message in over 2 years. I remember my hands shaking when my phone buzzed. Emergency roof damage from a storm. Your father's credit is maxed. Please help family. $15,000. Half my emergency fund. Gone within 48 hours. 2 months later, I saw the photo. Barbara leaning against a pearl white Lexus, smiling. Captioned, "Birthday gift to myself." Blessed. I zoomed in on the background. The driveway, the house, the roof looked exactly the same. By then, the total was adding up. $23,000 over 5 years. Not counting birthday cards, not counting Christmas gifts, not counting the cost of hope. 0 thank you messages, 0 visits, 0 returned calls. Still, I kept trying, because walking away felt cruel, and staying felt familiar. 14 months passed without a single word from them. No texts, no emails, no accidental calls. I counted the days without meaning to, like marking time in a quiet room. During that silence, I called 17 times. Each call went straight to voicemail. I adjusted my tone every time. Cheerful, concerned, careful, then finally honest. I just want to know if I did something wrong. Voicemail. That Christmas, I sent gift cards. I tracked the package. Delivered December 21st at 2:47 p.m. Signed for. Nothing came back. No reply. No acknowledgement. No proof I still existed to them. That's when something shifted. Not anger, not rage, just exhaustion. I wasn't fighting anymore. I was waiting. Waiting for people who only remembered me when their accounts ran low. And waiting, I realized, was costing me more than money. I didn't know it yet, but this was the moment I had to choose. Keep being silent, or finally protect myself. If this were your family, what would you do? Comment 1 if you'd stay quiet to keep the peace. Comment 2 if you'd stop helping and protect your boundaries. The invitation arrived on a Friday afternoon. Cream envelope, gold letters, the Sterling family. After 14 months of silence, they finally remembered I existed. Richard Sterling's 65th birthday. Grand Palazzo Hotel, Houston. Black tie optional. I stared at it long. Love doesn't go quiet for 8 years, then suddenly speak in calligraphy. Marcus, my colleague, checked the public filings. Contractor lawsuits. Bank deadline, April 20th. 5 days after the party. They're short, he said. About $150. My stomach dropped. I had $127,000 saved. Every dollar I'd build alone. I bought the ticket anyway, not to rescue them, to see the truth with my own eyes. The Grand Palazzo glittered. 87 guests, just like the RSVP card. My father stood in the center. Perfect suit. Easy smile. Barbara beside him. Derek nearby with champagne. Barbara saw me first. "Oh," she said. "You actually came?" My father hugged me like we'd spoken yesterday. "My daughter," he said. "It's been too long." Before I could speak, a spotlight hit the stage. Richard took the microphone. He thanked the room. Then he turned toward me. "Tonight, my daughter Fiona has finally come home." Applause rose. My chest went cold. He wasn't welcoming me. He was rewriting me. Then he guided me to a side parlor, a table, a stack of documents waiting. Barbara and Derek were inside. The top page read, Authorization of Fund Transfer. Sterling Investments, LLC. In pencil on the margin, $127,000. "Sit down, sweetheart," my father said. "Sterling Heights is delayed. Temporary cash flow." I didn't sit. I read the fine print. Non-refundable if the project collapsed. No protection. No recourse. I took a photo of the page. Barbara's voice sharpened. "What are you doing?" "Reading," I said. "I read contracts before I sign." Richard leaned forward. "The bank deadline is Monday morning. That gives us 72 hours. You'll double your return," he promised. Barbara stepped closer. "If you refuse, everyone out there will know. What kind of daughter abandons her father?" That was the trap, not the contract. The crowd. Barbara opened the door wide. Her voice carried into the ballroom. "Everyone, please." Heads turned. She framed herself in the doorway, trembling on purpose. "I'm sorry to interrupt," she said, "but Fiona refuses to help her own father." Murmurs spread. Faces shifted toward pity, then judgment. My father stood behind her, silent. I felt the folder in my bag. Call logs, wire receipts, gift tracking, 8 years of proof. If I stayed quiet, I would leave as the villain they needed. If I spoke, I would end the role they assigned me. I walked toward the stage, toward the microphone he used to rewrite history, and for the first time in 8 years, I was ready to tell it straight. I stepped into the light. The same microphone my father used to call me a loving daughter stood inches from my mouth. 87 faces stared back at me. People who already believed they knew the story. "My name is Fiona Sterling," I said. "I'd like 5 minutes." Barbara moved first. "Fiona, this isn't appropriate." "It is," I replied calmly, "because you made it public." Silence. I connected my phone to the ballroom screen. The slideshow behind me flickered. "Let's start with numbers," I said. A bank statement appeared. January 2017. $8,000 wire transfer. "This went to Derek," I said, "for a startup that failed 4 months later. No repayment." Another slide. March 2021. $15,000 transfer. "Emergency roof repairs," I continued. 2 months later, Barbara posted a photo with a brand new Lexus. A murmur rippled through the room. Next slide. A summary table. $23,000 total. "Over 8 years," I said. "I sent this family $23,000. No thank yous. No visits. No returned calls." I changed the slide again. Call logs. Pages of them. 288 calls, I said. All outgoing. Everyone went to voicemail. Someone near the bar set down their glass. "Now," I continued, "let's talk about why I was invited tonight." The screen changed to public court filings. "Sterling Heights," I said. 12 luxury townhouses. 7 months behind schedule. 3 lawsuits appeared. Unpaid contractors. $280,000 outstanding. "And this," I said, pulling up the photo I took earlier, "is what they asked me to sign." The authorization form filled the screen. The non-refundable clause highlighted. "They didn't want me here," I said evenly. "They wanted my savings. $127,000. Every dollar I have." Barbara rushed forward. "She's twisting this." "I'm reading your documents," I replied. "Public records, bank statements, contracts." I turned toward my father. "You haven't called me in 8 years," I said. But you found my address when you needed money. He didn't answer. A man near the front stood up, one of my father's investors. You owe contractors and throw a party like this? He asked. Another guest quietly left, then another. The room was emptying. I faced the crowd one last time. I didn't come here to embarrass anyone, I said. I came to stop being lied about. I tore the authorization form in half, then again. This is my answer. I placed the pieces on the table and walked out. Behind me, the music never restarted, and for the first time, their silence wasn't mine to carry anymore. I didn't look back when the doors closed behind me. The Houston night felt cooler than it should have, lighter. At the airport, I called Marcus. The video was already online. People had filmed everything. I'm okay, I said, and for the first time, it wasn't a lie I told myself. Sterling Heights collapsed 3 months later. The bank called the loan. The project went into foreclosure. Investors disappeared. Partners backed out. My father's name stopped opening doors. Barbara lost her circles next. The invitations stopped. The Lexus was sold. The diamonds disappeared. Derek got his first real job. Minimum wage, no shortcuts, no safety net. And me? I chose something different. 6 weeks after that night, Fiona Sterling legally became Violet Hayes. My grandmother's name. The last person in my family who loved me without conditions. New city, new number, new routines. A small apartment with rain on the windows. A quiet mailbox that held only my life. I stopped sending messages into silence. Stopped confusing obligation with love. Stopped shrinking myself to stay acceptable. My savings rebuilt slowly. Not with miracles. With budgets, overtime, and steady breathing. No one could sign it away. Peace didn't arrive loudly. It didn't announce itself. It simply stayed. Not because I won, but because I walked away. Family isn't blood. It's consistency. It's care without transactions. I didn't lose a family. I finally stopped financing a lie. If this story resonated with you and you've ever been treated like an ATM, tell me in the comments. Your story matters too. And if you want more stories about boundaries, self-respect, and choosing yourself without apology, subscribe to the channel. Echoes of Life will be here with you. More stories of quiet strength are coming next.